Recording. Hello, welcome to our little webcast here. You're having a wonderful Saturday morning. Marcia and I thought that we'd put together a little call and talk to you about the Honey Soul community and why we love it so much and how it has really helped both of us become the secure, confident women that you see before you today. I know that I get a lot of comments on my social media asking like where all my positivity comes from and how I'm so happy all the time. And, you know, along with my fitness journey, but really my personal growth journey, I think speaks for itself. And I talk to people about it all the time. So we thought we'd just kind of lay it out on the table for you today and talk about what it is and how we built it and our vision for it and all of the stuff that kind of goes along with that. So I think Marcia's got some slides and we're going to share a little slideshow with you and just basically kind of tell our stories to you. So I'm going to share your screen, Marsh. There we go. Look at our little logo. It's so cute.
So fun.
All right. Do you want to share your story first, Marcia?
Sure. So my name is Marcia, and I come from a background of a family who was not exercisers. They did not eat well. I did not grow up with that kind of knowledge. And so really, the way that I came to this group and came to know Kirsten is through looking for a way to better myself nutritionally, weight-wise, and that's, I was just seeking something out, doing searches, and that's how I came upon this group. So I am the founder of the group Soulful Fitness. I am a mom of two, a stepmom of two, and I do have a full-time job as well in marketing. So I enjoy having the opportunity that I can work, do my workouts at home. I can work on a side business at home, and I have the opportunity to still do that in little nuggets of time that I can find here and there. So that's a little bit about me.
So my background is culinary. I went to culinary school. I started my first business, Honeysuckle Gourmet, after my daughter was born, and I worked in the restaurants. I did the whole line cook, sous chef deal for a long time. And after I had my kids, I decided that those hours were not very appropriate for the way I wanted to run my family. So I started making spices and barbecue sauces and rubs and things, and I slung those at the local farmers market, which was a lot of fun. But then I kind of got to a place in my life where I felt really low. I felt really depleted and sparkleless is kind of how I like to describe it. And so out of that really low place in my life, I decided I needed something more. I needed to be a part of something bigger than myself that was really about helping other women like me and like Marcia that felt that really low place be able to find it through health and fitness and community and banding together as women. And so that's where Honeysuckle Fit came into play. And then when Marcia and I met, we met through our businesses. We didn't know each other. We didn't know each other even existed on this plane before. And we met in a group similar to our community. And I think that is one of the reasons why we think it's so important, because we've really become a really important part of each other's lives. And like, we talk every day, we text every day. We've really become, it's funny actually, because there are other members of our team and other people that are in the same business that we are, and they refer to us as Marcia and Kirsten. Like, we are no longer our separate identities to them. We've kind of like, people see that our relationship is really great and want it for themselves and all that kind of stuff. And so we've kind of, through that, we've fused our teams together and our businesses together, and we've created the Honey Soul community, which is, just as we've both been saying, that it's just about learning how to live a healthy and fulfilled life through community, because we both, I think, feel that community is really a missing link in a lot of areas of people's lives. And we think that we are kind of in it alone, and that we're the only ones that feel the anxiety or the pressure of life, and, you know, not being able to take care of ourselves. And we just feel alone in life, I think. And we don't have to. And it's a basic human need to be part of a community. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we created the Honey Soul community.
Yeah, and we love our group. And I'm totally going to go on a little side note here that if you haven't tried Kirsten's spices, get on that. I love those things. They're so good. Every time she says, I'm making a batch of spices, I'm like, send me all the spices. So get on it. And in talking about our community a little bit, like Kirsten said, we both came from completely separate backgrounds. So I live near Chicago. Kirsten lives in Kansas. We would have never met each other if it were not for the online community where we were blessed enough to be able to come together. We both are so thankful for it. She is my best friend. There's we don't get through a day without texting or calling or talking to each other in some way. We know everything about what's going on with each other in every single day. So it's so amazing to find somebody like that in your life that you would never have known if not for a group like this. So there are people who will say, don't make friends on the internet. That's strange. That's weird. Well,
I was one of those people.
Maybe it's strange and weird to go on the dating sites and swipe all the people, but this is not that type of thing. This is a community of like-minded people. So what we want to talk to you a little bit about here is how we've been where you are. The struggles that you're facing, there are people who face those things too. If you're feeling alone, you don't have to feel alone. If you're feeling out of shape, overweight, unhealthy, like your fitness is not on track, like your nutrition is not on track, your mindset, your overall wellness is not on track, we've been where you are. We both have suffered from anxiety in the past. I know I have been on medication for it before. I am no longer on medication. There is so much that a community like this can bring to you. So a little bit about the things that I was feeling before I came to this group and I found this group. I was looking for a quick fix. I was looking for a way to drop pounds and claim that I was healthier because, clearly if you're thinner, you're healthier. No, don't let anybody tell you that. So I was looking for a quick fix and came upon something that I kept reading about that was a nutrition shake. And it's actually, they refer to it as a superfood shake because of all the amazing ingredients that go into it. And I was intrigued by this and started reaching out to some people within our larger group to learn more about it, and decided that I was going to drink this shake to help myself lose weight. And through reaching out to drink a shake, I do a home workout every single day. I do drink that shake every single day, not to lose weight, but because of the health benefits that it has had for me. It improves your nails, your hair, your skin. It has so much good stuff in it. And I will let Kirsten talk more to that because she is, out of our pair here, she is the foodie, and she can drop nutrition knowledge on us like crazy. And it's amazing to me. I love to listen to her talk still. After 2 years of us being friends and speaking almost every day, I'd love to listen to her talk about food and nutrition. So we are here to tell you from our stories, you can find a group of people who are going through the same things as you, who can help you come out on the other side of those. And if those things rear their head again, that's what we're here for. We're here to support each other and lift each other up and help each other get through them again and again. You just have to have the desire to want to take those forward steps.
Yeah. And as far as my story, I told you a little bit. So going back before that low point that I spoke about earlier, I had, after culinary school, I put on a lot of weight, as I think everyone that goes through French-based culinary school does. But I felt really bad about myself, and I was no stranger to fitness. I used to work at a health club, a really renowned health club in the Washington area. And so I knew to go to fitness, and somewhere along the line, I had seen an infomercial, this spunky blonde girl doing this workout that looked really fun. And so with my crazy schedule of being in culinary school full-time, being a full-time sous chef right out of culinary school, and getting home late, I didn't have time to get to the gym. So I ordered this program and I started doing it. And along that part of my journey, I noticed that somehow while I was doing this workout and hearing these positive things that this woman was saying, that I started changing the way I looked at myself. And long story a little bit shorter, I lost that weight through this workout and, then had a baby, put the weight back on. And after each time that I put my weight back on, I went back to this one woman and her different workout programs. Really kind of ironically, she put out a new program after each one of my children was born.
Thank you, universe.
Yeah, just for me, I'm sure. But I went back to them every single time, and I started kind of becoming aware that there was a community of people that were doing these programs like I was at home, between nap time and dinner time, and getting it in how they could. And the programs worked for me. I did not at that point do anything else other than just the fitness programs. But I started watching this community as social media was starting to become a thing. I started to follow some of these people that were in these videos and just kind of watch the community. And I remember thinking one day I'll be a part of that community. That would be a really cool thing to do one day, but I was never sure enough in myself. I would never had enough belief in what I have to offer the world to really dive into it. I didn't think it was something that I was worth being a part of. Until I hit that low point that I spoke about earlier. And there was something about one of the girls that I had followed because I was kind of this shadow community watcher. She said something one day on some of her social media, often probably a lot like maybe you've seen something in my social media or Marsha's social media that kind of got the ball rolling, and got the wheels turning and thinking about maybe this might be something that could benefit your life. I had that same moment. And she had said something about how self-care was so important that nothing in your life will get to where you want it to be unless you take the time to take care of yourself. And, it's kind of like that spiritual level. It's all the mental stuff that goes along with the physical stuff that I had a problem with. I had, I've dealt with self-worth issues my whole life. And like Marsha, anxiety and depression, although I never really knew that it was that. I always thought that maybe I was just different. I was just weird. I just didn't fit in with the other girls that I grew up with or that were around the block or whatever. And so she flat out said, as I asked her, I was like, well, isn't it selfish? I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I've got, we had a tenant living with us at the time. And I was like, isn't it selfish for me to take my time away from them to spend some time on myself? And she was like, Kirsten, no, like you need to do that. Like that's important. And so that's what this community is. And that's why I said yes. That's why I dove in, although I was scared and unsure. And I had this other business and I didn't quite know how it was all going to fit together. But I knew that my soul needed a place to be. And that's what this community is to me.
So one quick thing I wanted to share that I'm just sitting here thinking of as Kirsten was telling her story, this photo at the bottom here. So this girl right here at the bottom center is the sister of the spunky blonde that Kirsten mentioned that does the workout videos. And Kirsten and I right here are so blessed to be a part of her team. All of these people right here in this area, these are our team. This is our community. And look at the diversity of these people. These people come from everywhere. They come from all walks of life, all kinds of backgrounds. And they had one thing, whatever their thing was, that made them want to change. It made them want to be better. In our community, in the Honey Soul community, we focus so much on your overall wellness. This is not a get skinny quick group. If that's what you're looking for, this is not our group. There are groups out there for that. But what we really are focused on is people's overall wellness, their quality of life. We work out. We try to eat well. We talk about those things a lot. So there is consideration for those factors, but we really focus on overall wellness. This photo, I just kept looking at it as Kirsten was talking and thinking, this was taken, there's an annual event for the group that we are a part of, and there are thousands, tens of thousands of people that come to this event every year. This photo is a small portion of the people who are on this team. And if you look over to the left-hand side of the photo on the sidewalk here, there are hundreds of other people on other teams that are all a part of this larger group that come to this event to be inspired, to learn from each other. And it's just such an amazing place to be. We wish we could take everybody there with us. Someday we will.
Another thing I'd like to point out about Summit, the name of this convention that's here in this picture, is that like I said when I was telling my story, like I never felt like I belonged anywhere. But the first time that I went to Summit, you walk like wherever it's being held. The first time we went, it was in Nashville. It was in New Orleans this past year. It's going to be in Indiana next year. And but it's so astonishing to walk into a place with so many people and be someone that is not comfortable around people that they don't know, or in new situations or meeting new people, and just feel like you've literally arrived at the land of your people. Like you could have never had a conversation with any of these people that are here, but something in your soul knows something in their soul, and it's something, it's not hidden anymore. Like I think we walk down the street thinking that we're alone and that nobody's like us, when really there's a whole community. You just have to put yourself in the right place, and when that urge from your soul that maybe you do need something more, maybe you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, and you say yes, that community, like it appears, and then all of a sudden your struggles and the things you have a hard time with in your own life, you're all of a sudden not alone. And so I think that's really, like, that's the part that's really important to me. And I think it's important to remember that it's not just a bunch of people trying to make money or whatever any other business is, but it's all about the community. It's all about just you're no longer alone. Moving on.
So just talking a little bit about the transformation that Kirsten and I have each made. We'll talk to our own a bit, but I know that Kirsten has mentioned a bit like a lack of self-worth. I have never really still don't have much self-confidence. I can portray myself as a confident person, but how many of you out there, when someone says, "Oh, you look nice," do you make an excuse? "Oh, this is old. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I didn't even like wash my hair today," whatever. That you have to make an excuse. You can't just accept it and say thank you. I suffer from that daily still.
Mhm.
Anytime that someone says something like that to me, there has to be an excuse. I can't not come out of my mouth. So I am still working on, and will probably always be working on, increasing my own confidence. Um, but I will also help others through what I've already learned, the things that I have taught myself to make myself better, and the ways that I have learned. I recognize it now that I have to make these excuses when I'm complimented. Before, I never thought there was anything wrong with that. I thought that was just what you did. When someone complimented you, you just backpedaled. So I at least recognize it now, and I'm learning and I'm growing as a person. Kirsten has spoken about our social media posts and both of us getting comments about positivity. It's an amazing thing to be able to feel better enough that you can encourage someone else. We want to help people all the time. We want to make other people's lives better. If we can help people smile once for a day, we consider that a win. Like I've said, we just really focus on the holistic betterness of people's lives, and that's how that we have changed, and it's how we are hoping to help others change through our group. So I don't know if you want to add anything onto that.
They say that you teach what you need. And so with that, Marcia and I both, we struggle with confidence issues. We struggle with self-worth issues. And so that's what we really feel like we were put here to base our community around, and find other women that maybe struggle with similar issues and teach them what we know, what we're learning, because it's not about us knowing everything. It's not about us being these like magnetic, confident women in our lives. But it's just about being, maybe we're just a step or two in front of where you are, but we can help we can show you what we did to make that one or two steps. And as we go, we can all grow together, and grow into being the people that we feel like we were put here to be, and share the things that we feel like we were put here to be. And by growing our confidence and our self-worth, and just, the okayness of being in this body that we're in, we can then pass it on to other people. So.
And there's days in our groups where we will post and others will post and say things like, I just ate an entire sleeve of cookies. Somebody stop me. I've had a bad day. I've had anxiety. And it's amazing to me how quickly everyone rushes in to support that person and lift them up and say, hope you enjoyed those cookies. Tomorrow's a fresh new day. Moving on. Whatever the issue was, we are here to support and love on each other and better each other. We don't ever say, what do you mean you ate a whole sleeve of cookies? We're on a diet or whatever. We don't speak like that to each other. This community, we lift each other up, and women especially, the world in general, but women especially need more of that uplift.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll let you kick this one off.
Okay. So, our beliefs. So we've touched a lot on it already, but just being able to share as much as we can with, whoever will listen, about what we've learned, and confidence, and, self-worth. Because I feel like it's so rampant amongst women, that we're always comparing ourselves, like our everyday, to someone else's highlight reel, really. And like, you can't compare yourself to that cover model that's been airbrushed and placed on the front of a, whatever magazine, and expect that to be like how you should look when you woke up and rolled out of bed and haven't had your coffee or whatever it is that you drink in the morning or whatever. Like, really kind of acknowledging that everybody's a work in progress. Everybody is just trying to be the best that they can be. And if you have the correct tools to be able to kind of propel yourself forward, so be surrounding with like-minded women, like in our community, that will tell you when you're being ridiculous, and, say, give you a compliment, and be a kind word in maybe a dark moment. Moving your body and eating and nourishing it properly, because it's really important. We really believe in the kind of like holistic approach where it's not all health and fitness, because there is that mental piece. And until you address the mental piece and the confidence and the, how you feel in your skin, even if you manage to lose the weight, like Marcia was talking about earlier with a quick fix, like even if you drop those 20 pounds and get to your goal weight, if we don't address those core issues of why you feel the way you feel, the weight's just going to come back on. And so that's why we feel it's really important to kind of do them all together, because your mind can't be healthy unless your body is healthy, and your body can't be healthy unless your mind is healthy. So
some things that would like to share with you here is that if you also believe that there is more out there for you, like we did, and we, both of us, we've talked about this a million times, how we struggled to make the decision to join the group that we're in because we didn't feel like we were worth doing that. We didn't feel like we should take the time away from our families, that we should be focused on ourselves. It's a small portion of every day. Take some time for you. If you fill your own cup, you can then pour into others. If you aren't your best version of you, you aren't of any good use to other people. If you are an exhausted, constantly running mom who all you do is focus on your children's lives, and a lot of moms do that, your kids are worth it. I'm not saying that. Take 30 minutes for yourself every day. Find something, a small piece, that's something that's just for you. This community, that's what that is for us. It's just for us. It's not saying that our families aren't aware of it or a part of it, or that they also benefit from it, because they do. They benefit because we are better moms. They benefit because we are better spouses. They benefit because we feel better about ourselves. And because of that, we can give more back to our families and to other people. We really want to help people change their lives. You can change your life physically, nutritionally, mentally, emotionally, and financially through this company. So some of the things that we would like to share with you are opportunities where you can change your life too. If you are interested in joining us in our Honey Soul community, we will help you learn. We will teach you every single day how to learn and grow as a person. You can get a discount on all the programs and products that are through Beachbody. That's the company that we have partnered with through our community. And we do their workout programs on a regular basis. We schedule things out so that we can have a plan that we can share with you, or you can do something different if that's what you're so inclined to do. We offer support to people in many different ways through the programs that we're doing or through programs that they would like to focus on. We have some team members who are just starting out. And like we've talked about, we're 2 years into our journey now. We're at a different point than some people who are just starting out, and that's okay. These people, we can share with them our best suggestions for programs that where they should start. We will help meet you at whatever point you're at. Do you have anything you want to add here?
Yes. Just to go back to the whole spending time for yourself is that you're a better mom when you spend half an hour like working out your frustrations, or just getting a good sweat, getting more aligned with who you are and out of that anxiety and all the stuff we've already touched on. You're like, my husband will often, if I'm having a day, we all have those days, he'll be like, Kirsten, you need to go work out, because now that I've done this for 2 years, he knows that when I get in those states and when when there's just too much going on and I feel like, traction isn't being had in my life, or, whatever, he knows that helps me now. He knows that, that the adaptogens that are in the shake that we drink, he knows that helps my stress level. And so now he has started to see the correlation between the way I act as a wife and a mom and just a person, really, with these, we call them vital behaviors that we do every day, and they become important. And so if you give it enough time to kind of allow that traction in your life, that it becomes easier to do it, because the people in your life start to see how you're becoming, whatever kind of image you have of who you want to be, you start to become that person through these activities of spending time growing yourself, spending time taking care of your physical body, taking care of your mind, taking care of your spirituality, or whatever. So yeah. And also, I just wanted to mention really quick that, what was I going to say? I lost it.
And happens. Need to shake.
That there is, however it would best work for you. And, no matter, even if you want to make a few extra dollars to help lighten the load through the holidays or beyond, if you want to build a huge business, you can, but it even comes down to just aligning with a really great company that can really be a platform for whatever message that you have, and learn some really basic, really great business building strategies. So even if, like, maybe long-term, maybe, being aligned with Beachbody is not something that you want to have long-term in your life, the way business is today, I feel like there's so many great tools that you learn by being part of the community and just kind of learning about this business that you can then take on and, start to design any kind of like online business that you want. Because really, it's really hard to build a brick and mortar business anymore. I know, because like my first business was brick and mortar. It was, me hitting the pavement with my spices and my barbecue sauce, and, making them and schlepping them and selling them. And it was really difficult. And it's hard because you have to physically put yourself in front of all of the right people, where if you learn how to utilize the internet and social media in a way that is really working these days, it's a lot easier to create financial freedom in your life, or even just financial aid. Like if you have a great job that you love, this is like, it doesn't have to be your full-time income, but it is a great way to allow freedom in your life, so you can go and do the things that you really want to do, and be the person that you want to be, and see the things that you want to see, and travel or whatever. So I think that's something important to keep in mind as well.
Yes. So a couple of things that we wanted to share with you, and we will post this presentation here in the event group, but we wanted to share a couple of testimonials from our team members, just a quick overview. We have people in our group who suffer from major diseases, things like Crohn's. One of our team members has had cancer, and these products and programs have helped them overcome these things. It's amazing. I'm just kind of top lining these, but again, I'll share this in the event group so that you guys can read this in more detail. But these people have major things in their lives that they have overcome through being a part of this group, through having support of friends, other new friends, women. There are men in our group as well, but it is a lot of women. And just through supporting each other and the amazing nutrition that is in this shake, and through physically being able to better themselves. On this page here, we have a friend of ours who has had eating disorders, and another friend of ours who she actually hurt herself, caused damage to her body from her 9-to-5 job, and through doing these workout programs has been able to strengthen her body to help her to not be in pain through her day-to-day life. I mean, it's just, there are amazing things that are available through these products and programs. Kirsten, I don't know if you want to expand on any of this a little bit.
Yeah, it's just, I just love these stories so much because these are amazing women that all have been through some really dark times in their lives. You know, maybe you don't have, and I haven't had, been blessed enough not to have some like of these like Crohn's and cancer and like all of these really severe health issues. But they've all come through it with a message and a purpose, and have these tools now that they can then pass on to the people in their lives and just spread light. And it's just so empowering to be surrounded by these women and to know them on a personal level, and to be able to call them my friends, really, because they're so amazing. So I think there's so much power in the stories. So yeah, so how do I get started? We are so excited for 2018. We're so excited to see where you'll go, and how you will choose to change your life, and how the light will just spread from you once you just change a little perspective and surround yourself with positivity and uplifting and all of the stuff that we've talked about today. It's so exciting. So we are almost to 2018. And so we just kind of want to pose the question of, where do you want your life to be? How do you want 2018 to be? How do you want things to change? Like, have you made the same resolution for every New Year's, that as long as you can remember? Or are you getting the traction in your life? Or do you have something that you want to work towards now? Like, do you have a current goal that, you know, having a little extra money, having a little more confidence, having a little more like-minded, positive vibe, uplifting friends would get you? So I think that's something important to think about as we're coming to the year end, because this might be a really great opportunity for you to really just invest in yourself, and by investing in yourself, invest in your family and your future. So yeah,
if there's anything, questions that anyone has, please feel free to ask, reach out to us. We're happy to help answer them, help you figure out how you can get started, get a jump on learning more about what we do before year end and people are beginning to set their 2018 resolutions. There's so many people that we can help, especially early in the year when people are focused more on their wellness. And really, we want you to understand that this is something that you can choose to do for you. which is why it's so important to us that our community focuses on you. So anything that we can do to help you, please feel free to reach out to either one of us, and we'll share this presentation out with you so you can take a look at it more. But if you have any questions or would like more information, want to learn anything else about us individually or our group as a whole, we're happy to share. So
Absolutely.
all right, do you want to wrap us up, Kirsten?
Okay, so thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today. We really do appreciate it, and we want to honor your time. So like Marcia said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you just want to carry on this conversation, feel free to reach out. And as we say, as we wrap up everything, is don't forget to go out there and love your you.